All right, everybody, welcome to the roundtable. My name is David, driver supervisor, and I would like to welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. And we're going to go around the room, introduce yourselves, where you're from, how long you've been driving. All right, go ahead.
Chad Jarbo, Ocala, Florida. Been driving for right over 2 years.
Troy from Southern California, San Fernando to be exact. There, been driving about 10 years.
All right. Well, we want to welcome you guys. I'm just going to go over a couple things. Then we go, we go over topics every month or every week. And this particular time, first of the month, we like to push our safety campaign. Okay, and it's called Beat the Heat. All right, and basically what we want you guys to know is, with it being as hot as it is, we need you to be aware of the symptoms of heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Okay, because it can creep up on you real quick. Okay, so some of the signs you need to know of are confusion, fainting, fatigue, headache, muscle cramps, rapid heartbeat, pale skin, profuse sweating, and nausea. Okay, those are some signs that you need to get some help. Okay, and a way to alleviate having this issue is to wear light clothing, light colored clothing, loose fitting clothing, so your body can breathe. You don't want to go out there with 10 layers of clothes on. That ain't gonna do you any good. Wear sunscreen. Drink plenty of water. Avoid caffeinated and alcoholic beverages. Okay, I know being truck drivers, we all like to drink our coffee, our Red Bulls, Monsters, things like that. But in all reality, in the heat, that actually will dehydrate you. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're tired. So you just try to work through it. If you got to have a cup of coffee, make sure you drink a lot of water following, and that will help get that caffeine out of your system and help you stay hydrated. Keep a cool, wet towel in your fridge and wrap it around your neck to help cool you off. I know that when I was down there in Fresno and it was hotter than all get out down there, I would take a lot of breaks. You're down there in the heat and your truck's on dirt, so it's just baking you. You're trying to tarp your loads or, get your rack set up or whatever. There's nothing that says you can't stop and take a 10-minute break to cool off, get hydrated. Take you plenty of water outside where you can take sips of water. And it's best that you do sip the water. Don't guzzle the water. Okay, you'll actually hydrate faster that way. Okay, and to stay hydrated, you need at least 24 hours. Okay, for your body to completely hydrate, it's 24 hours. So just keep that in mind. Okay, if you happen to notice any of these signs from you or a coworker, take action. Go over and check on them. Make sure they're okay. And make sure that if they're wearing tight clothing, get it. Tell them to take it off. Let their body cool off, because that tight clothing keeps the heat in. Okay, especially if it's like a thermal sweatshirt or something like that. You want to get that off of them. Get them cooled as quickly as possible. If you're near water, if you're near a shower or a pool or pond or whatever, get them in the water. Okay. Again, that'll help them cool off a lot faster. The faster you can get them cool, the faster, obviously whatever's happening is going to go away. Okay. Use fans, seek some air conditioning. Apply ice packs. If you got ice in your truck, if you got a cooler that's got ice in it, pick your towel, throw some ice in there, put it on the back of your neck. Rub around your neck. Your arms, your legs. Try to keep yourself, from being too hot. Another thing I want to bring up too is, with this extreme heat like this, cramping is very popular. It's very, very common. And that's not from a lack of hydration. It's a lack of potassium, okay, and salt. So eat plenty of bananas, and not overdo your salt, but, have some salt, because it actually will help you keep you hydrated, believe it or not. Peanut butter is a good source, protein, things like that. So just try to beat the heat. Mm-hmm. All right. Any questions?
No.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are just talking like brothers, aren't you? I'm telling you. All right. So Chris Clark, which is our glass division manager, wanted me to go over this. So down in Guardian, Kingsburg, everybody that's been down there knows they've installed fall protection, okay? And you're required to use it, okay? You have to use it during loading, unloading, tarping process. It's a requirement. You can't not use it, okay? If you don't use it, they won't let you do it. They won't let you come in and load and unload, okay? It's just the way it is. Recently, we've had drivers get our tarps draped over the loads, and then they're pulling outside the gate on a frontage road, and they're completing their tarping. Well, that's not the best thing either, okay? Because that frontage road is right in front of the office for Guardian. I mean, it's right there. And just because you're off the property doesn't mean that, you know, it's okay to do that, okay? So we want to avoid doing that. Guardian is just trying to protect all drivers, you know, not just their employees, but drivers in general. You know, glass is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Unpredictable product, okay? It can break, it can, you know, a lot of things can happen. So that's why they're really strict on the protection policy, okay, the fall protection. I know it's uncomfortable and it's a pain, but we got to do it, okay? And you know, they can't keep ignoring our drivers going out there and doing it. So they brought it to our attention, and we need to fix it. Okay, we don't need to do that. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna leave and finish up, you know, tying your tarp or what have you, tying it down, you know, don't do it right there. Go down the road, you know, go somewhere else and do it. But make sure that your load is secure and the glass is covered, okay? Because if you drive down the road and the glass isn't covered and a rock comes up and hits the glass, that's not a good thing either, okay? So we want to make sure that the glass is covered before you go anywhere. Okay, that's the reason why we have you stay there to get tarped, okay? I just want to touch bases on a couple things. Up in driver services, you know, we're really pushing pre-trip and post-trip inspections on trucks and trailers. And it's not just one specific fleet, it's everybody. Okay, we need to have those done. We need to have the forms turned in so that we can get the proper maintenance done on trailers that it needs to be done. The longer that it doesn't get done, then we're gonna have upset drivers and drivers that are sitting for hours waiting to get something done that should have been done a long time ago. Okay, so we just ask that you guys really stay on top of it, make sure that you're doing those pre-trip, post-trip inspections, and then you turn them in. You know, I mean, you can turn them in with your load at the end of the day. You know, you transpo and you load anyway, your paperwork, so one more sheet isn't gonna hurt, you know, so that we can get these trailers and trucks up and running and make sure that everybody's making money and everybody's happy, okay? Another thing is we like to touch on too is time off requests, okay? You know, drivers, you know, sometimes they'll forget they need to have time off, you know, for this day or for that day, you know, and sometimes we can work with that. But there are times that we can't, okay? So we need you guys to be just understanding that we can't always accommodate every single request, whether it's last minute or weeks in advance, okay? Because we do try to accommodate everybody, but it's not always guaranteed, okay? So we just want to keep that in mind when you're putting in that time off request. You're not guaranteed to have that time off, okay? We'll do our best to get it to you and give it to you, make sure you have it. But if you don't have it, you know, try to be a little flexible with us, and we'll try to, you know, we'll do our best to get you home when you need to be home. Okay. Again, happy driver, you know, makes a lot of money. Okay, for everybody. And then, you know, using the OBC for CP yard maintenance. Okay, it's very important that we're putting that in there. We're requesting the maintenance to be done instead of just showing up at the yard and expecting work to get done. Okay. shop personnel that's in there that does all that, they put a lot of time and effort into making these schedules out for everybody to make sure that drivers are accommodated and the equipment is kept up to standards. So it's very important that, you know, if you need maintenance done, you're coming through the yard, that you use the OBC so we can get you on the schedule, we can get you guys back out on the road as quickly as possible, okay? Any questions?
No.
No? Yeah, I kind of figured that one was happening. So, I guess I'm pretty much done.
All right, well, good talk. So, I'm gonna end it like I always do. David talked about our safety push this month, which is Beat the Heat. For those of us that are on the West Coast, next week we are expecting another once-in-a-lifetime heat wave. And that's three times this summer that we've had a once-in-a-lifetime heat wave. So hydrate, keep yourself safe. We're gonna have an extended period of heat next week, all up and down the West Coast, into the mid-upper 10s. So 108, 109, 107. So be safe.
That's it.
That it?
Great.